Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna show you how I made this little like box. It's like a simple way to send happy mail. I saw it on Instagram, and she has a YouTube. I think it's We Are Young or something like that. I'll tag her down below. But I did alter her tutorial. I made the box a little bit bigger because I had something in mind that I wanted to put in this, so I needed to make the box bigger. So I will do my own tutorial for this size, and then she has one for the size that she used. Okay, so that's just like a little lid. I put some pom-pom trim and a little tassel. So once you take the lid off, you know, like this, it flaps open. So what they see basically is this box area, like it stands up by itself, and then this little area for an envelope. So for instance, this one I used, you're supposed to use double-sided paper, cardstock, but I don't really have any. So I was like, I just had to find some in my stash that wasn't like too hideous. And that kind of matched with Maggie Holmes. So this front sheet is Maggie Holmes, and the envelope is Maggie Holmes as well, with Maggie Holmes flour and some thickers. And then the gift that I wanted to give fits perfectly in this this box. Okay, so let's get started. So first, for the main part of the box, you are going to need a 12 by 12 sheet. And your cutting / scoreboard, or the other, or even a good old-fashioned ruler, it all works the same. So what you're gonna do, let me make sure I'm in frame. Am I in frame up here? Yes, I am. You're first gonna score at 1 1/4 inch. You're gonna score at 2 1/2 inches. You're gonna score at 9 1/2, and you're gonna score at 10 3/4. So now you have 4 score lines. Okay, so then you're gonna turn it to the right, and you're gonna score it at 6 1/4, and score it at 7 1/2. So now you have your little 2 score lines right here. This is basically the base of the box, and this is about an inch and 1/4 thick, I think, if I remember right. So your box is gonna kind of just start folding up like this. But before we do that, you need to go back and do your first score line and cut that off. Cut that score line right on that. Cut right on that score line. So cut that piece off, rotate it, cut that other end. So now, with just regular scissors, you'll see that you have 2 little squares in the very middle. You're going to cut those out. Now you just have your 2 squares cut out. Now you're just going to fold on your crease lines. Fold on your score. So now do you see it coming together? So when it's closed up and has a lid, it'll be like that, like so. Okay, so now, because this is the bottom part where the envelope is gonna go, you need a little piece of cardstock right here to create the box area. That's gonna go there. You need a 7 3/4 inch wide piece of paper by 5 inches. So once you cut that piece, then you come in and score at 3/8 of an inch, and then you can just flip it around. Do it again at 3/8 of an inch, and on the very bottom, do 3/8 inch. So these are just solid pieces of paper, but obviously you're going to want your pattern side facing out. So if you can see, right here, it's created a little like square in the corner. You just cut at an angle right at the tip of that This is just easier for when you're folding it. Go to the other side and do the same thing. You just eyeball this. Then fold on your lines. Then get your double-sided tape. I mean, you could use glue, whatever you have. Tape there. Now get your box. I feel like doing the bottom part's easiest. You want to line it up with that bottom score line. And take your time. So I just pushed on it, and now these two pieces are sticky. You just want to go like this, right up against the edge of that flap. And then again on the other side, line it right up, make a square. So now you have your little box. Do you guys see that? So then when you're done, it closes up like this and your lid goes on. So it's coming together. Then for the inside envelope, you're gonna need a 7.5 by 7.5 square. And if you don't have an envelope punch board, you could easily just make an envelope the old school way. Since this is a perfect square, you know, just fold it up, fold the sides in, and you'll get an envelope that fits. So since it's 7.5 by 7.5, I need to score it at the 3-inch line. So here's another option you could do before I tape this down. You could just leave this like this, you know, one of those envelopes that just opens up and you can open it like this. The only problem is this top flap is going to stay, it won't be able to lay all the way down. So you could just do a regular envelope, tape it down so that it's like this. But because I altered the box, say you stuck a letter in there, you're not going to be able to really get it out. So I just turned my envelope around once you seal it up so you could pull the letter out this way. So I'm just going to tape these guys down. And it's going to go right like this, obviously, but upside down. Just going to use some. And I just center it. Washi tape it down. So now you have your box area that you can stick your goodies in. Yeah, I mean, and it fits a lot too. And I love that this stands up on its own. And then your envelope that they could just unpeel with washi, closes up, goes like this. Okay, so now for the last step, which is the lid, you are going to need a 6 by 12 inch rectangle. And remember, you're going to want your pattern paper on the outside because that's what you're going to see is the lid. So what you're going to do is lay it, you know, long ways out and score it at the 2 3/8 mark and the 9 5/8 mark, all the way down. Score it all the way down. Then rotate it and score it at the 2 1/4 mark. And I just rotate it again and score it again at the other 2 1/4 mark. So now you can see the score lines. That's going to be, you know, the shape of your lid. So now that you have that, see where I did these dark blue lines? You're just going to cut a line straight up on that score line and holding the paper still this way, cut them across and cut a line, not all the way through, just to that point, and then rotate it and do the other side. Cut right there. So now you're left with this. So now you can fold it up. Probably should have creased these score lines first. Okay. Okay, so now you get your two end pieces like this and fold them inwards. And then you're going to glue them down. But since it's like, you can see it hangs over like just a tad, I would take your rectangle and cut a very baby sliver off. Let me use the score line so I don't have some crooked lines, and rotate it and do a little sliver at the just so it doesn't hang over the edge. See? Much better. Now you can't see the insides. So I just get a little, I used double-sided tape and I felt like it was coming apart for the lid. So I feel like a stronger glue would work. Okay, so now you have your lid. What side do I like better? And what you do, let's see. Stick your stuff in here. Oh, that's too fat. Yeah, you know, you can stick all sorts of junk in here. So just hold it together with one hand and start on one side. And hold the other side, and voila, you have your lid. Now you can decorate this with like ribbon or paper all the way around. Like my last one, I used some pom-pom trim in this. So you could, and I didn't put it all the way around just so I wouldn't waste that much pom-pom, because people are only looking at the front of the box. As you can tell, I used all my scrap papers on this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will link down the original tutorial below for a different size box. All right, bye guys.